Hey there, Scott Fling here with Axiom Realty Group in Brighton, Colorado. We work with a lot of buyers and sellers, and we've noticed a lot of recurring questions when it comes to title insurance. What is it for? How much does it cost? Why do I need it? So I've invited our local title rep to chat with us today and answer some of those questions. Let's get right to it. Well, hello. Thanks for helping us out today and answering some questions. Really appreciate your time. Could you, first of all, tell us a little bit about who you are and where you work and what do you do?
Yes, thanks for having me, Scott. My name's Mercedes Welty. I work with Heritage Title. I work here out of the Brighton office, but we have locations across the whole state. Heritage Title is a closing and escrow service. So we provide title, right? Title policies, title insurance, and then the closing process itself. So collecting the documents and collecting and dispersing funds between your buyers, your sellers, your agents, your lenders, everybody, and providing it all in a seamless personal transaction for you and your clients.
Awesome. All right. So how many offices does Heritage have? I don't even know this. I was just curious.
We have over 20. We have offices from Fort Collins down to Colorado Springs, out to Greeley, and then up out into the mountains as well.
Great. All right.
Yep.
So I get a lot of questions from buyers and sellers regarding title insurance. So can you tell the viewers what exactly is title insurance?
Yes. So title insurance, unlike, health insurance or casualty insurance on your home, which are protecting future events, title insurance is actually protecting events that could have happened in the past. So we are going through the chain of title. So every time that property has changed hands and ensuring that when it did so legally and in the proper form. So title insurance provides the buyers peace of mind knowing that when they purchase a home, they own it clean, free and clear of any judgments or liens, and the property is marketable, which means they could resell it as well, and there would be no, liens or anything that would come up when they sold the property.
Okay. So it's kind of future insurance for past things that have happened in the past.
That is right.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So is title insurance required on every sale?
So if you are going to close with a title company, yes. In the state of Colorado, we are a escrow and title state, which means one company provides both services. We do the large majority of the transactions in the state. If you use a lender, they will require title insurance. If you were doing a cash deal, you could potentially use an attorney.
Okay. So if, for instance, if they did use an attorney and down the road there's an issue, they own that issue.
That's correct.
Right? I mean, the only recourse they could have is potentially going after the attorney, but they don't have any recourse or any protection in that deal.
Correct.
So, awesome. Yep. Okay. Another question we get a lot is how is it priced and how much does it cost and questions relating to fees and costs.
Yep. So there isn't a standard, like 1%, 0.5%, whatever. It's going to be based on the value of the home that you're purchasing, the county that the home sits in, and then also how long you've owned the property. So if the property has been owned for less than 5 years, or you've done a refi with title insurance in the past 5 years, you can get a substantial discount with that, depending on how recently that has been. So that could give you a discount on the policy as well. If you are purchasing a $400,000 home or selling a $400,000 home here in the Denver metro area, you will probably be looking at paying around $1,700 for that buyer's policy.
Okay. And those fees are taken out at closing. So it's not like you have to write a check up front or anything, right? That comes out of the proceeds of the closing.
That's correct.
Okay. So are there different kinds of title insurance or different levels of coverage? Can you go kind of?
So there's not different. Yeah, there's not necessarily different levels. There are, we've got your owner's policy, which is what we just discussed. Mm-hmm. And then you also have a lender's policy. So that would be the lender requiring the title insurance. In that same $400,000 home, your lender policy might be $500 or $600 on that. And that is giving the lender the same peace of mind that it gives the buyers, right? That the property is owned free and clear. And then it also puts the lender into the first lien position. So if anything were to happen, they're guaranteed that they get their money first. Okay. So not necessarily, you can't pick the coverage. You're either covered or you're not covered, right? Your lender's policy covers the lender, owner's policy covers the owner. All right, cool. So what are some common issues that title insurance can prevent? So title insurance is protecting the buyers from forged deeds, mortgages, impersonation of owners, deeds by minors, those of unsound mind, undisclosed divorces or marriages, misinterpretation of wills, mistakes in legal documents, tax liens, easements, lots of different things that could have shown up in the chain of title and or in the processing of these documents. Awesome. Yeah, that's a lot of things that people don't really think about when they're in the middle of the excitement of buying a new house. So that's definitely a good perspective on it for sure. One of the other things that comes up a lot is when we're working with investors or people looking to buy rental properties, can adding or removing owners, putting the property in a trust, et cetera, affect the current policy? Yes, it most definitely can. It can affect your title policy coverage, and it could also affect your loan. So we recommend that people, if you have a loan on the property, that you reach out to your lender directly and discuss this change with them, and then they can advise the title company of any changes to be made. If there is no loan on the property, you could just reach out to the title company who provided you the owner's policy when you purchased, and get your next steps from them. Okay. So one thing that's come up a few times is where maybe a husband and wife are buying the property, and they one of them may not have a good credit and the other one does. So the person with the credit buys the property, and then they want to add the other person later after closing. So it's not safe to assume that that's okay. They should always check with the title company and the lender, and possibly even an attorney before making that decision. So is that what I'm hearing? Yes, that's correct. There can be repercussions from making that change. And so people should just be at least clear on what could happen. Obviously, people do it. It doesn't always happen, but there could be repercussions. And it's also important to understand that both the lenders and the title company, have these processes in place for a reason, and it's always to protect the consumer. So if you are going to make those changes, it may not be in your best interest. All right, Mercedes. Well, that's great. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else you'd like to add? I think one of the first ones would be just to advise people to keep their eyes and ears out for wire fraud. You may get annoyed throughout the process with some of our processes, right? But again, we are just trying to protect you. We will never send you an email with wire instructions. Ever, ever, ever. Please do not wire to somebody who emailed you. Always call your title company to get wire instructions before you're sending money. Again, that is just to protect you and your funds. Another thing would be, sometimes we hear from people about the fees included with title. It is not a reoccurring fee such as other insurance policies. This is a one-time fee that provides coverage way beyond and above what you're paying if you ever need it. And the last thing I think would be that you really, not necessarily you get what you pay for, but in this industry, it's really important to work with a reputable company. It doesn't take much in Colorado to create and start a title company, and there are a lot of things that could go wrong. So if I'm a really small title company and I missed a forged document and a title claim comes about and I have to pay out somebody the value of that home, that could bankrupt my company, which means nobody else under my policy is now covered. If there is wire fraud, right, and I'm wiring funds to somebody as a title company and they end up in the wrong spot, but it's my problem as the title company and I don't have the insurance to cover that, that could bankrupt a company. So I definitely always believe in the retail world, working with small and local businesses, but unfortunately, title insurance is not one of those instances. You really want to work with a reputable, direct company.
Great. Well, that's very good advice. Very good advice.
Thank you.
I have had a customer who received a phone call and asked them to wire money in the middle of a transaction, and it wasn't the title company that was calling. So that's very, very good advice. So, well, I really appreciate you coming and taking the time to answer these questions for our future customers. And I hope to have you back soon, and we can talk about some more advanced elements of the title insurance world. So, but I really do appreciate it, and hope to talk to you very soon.
Thank you, Scott. I hope you and your clients find this information valuable. Let me know if you have any other questions or there's anything else I can help you with.
Will do. Thank you, Mercedes.
Thanks. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Thank you, Mercedes. I know that'll be very helpful for our future customers. We're going to be uploading more videos like this, so make sure you check back soon. And as always, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in the Denver metro or surrounding areas, give us a call. We'll be honored to help you.